place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. Don't tell your friends, let them know we're safe later on. Rose calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me.
Let's meet down at the lonely lane. Before summer has gone away. Swim out under a broken sky. Cold sun, colored with shades of white. Wave goodbye to last summer. Cold air coming away soon. So let's lay under the falling moon. Tell me something about yourself. You've never told to no one else. Say goodbye to lonely nights of last summer. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to lonely nights
Pull over here, let's get some rest. A big day ahead of us, your stage work lacks depth. My child, don't make a sound. It's time to sleep now. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. Give it all to you. Heart like a rock, head like the sky, with cloud bursts of chemicals